And smoking the reefer. Oh man, fucking Demon Trolls, man. This motherfucker. He has been blowing up. If anybody hasn't seen, has been on X uh, over the last few days. This one dude who has a picture of Big Steve with a huge X over it.
That's his profile picture, right?
That's his profile picture. What a fucking knob.
What a tool bag.
Absolute piece of shit. Is going around to all of the content creators and basically telling them that they're not fucking good enough. And like he's some
part of the problem.
Yeah, we're part of the problem. Like he has some sort of superiority complex with his 110 follows. Fucking wanker. We have a lot to cover from the last episode. I'm so sorry that we couldn't be with you last time. My son, if you did not see the post that we put up on Sunday, thank you, Joe, for putting that up for us. My son made it to the finals of his tournament, which is both of our children are at the EDP level. My son made it to his tournament, made it through his tournament, and won. So super excited, proud dad. Almost cried.
Absolutely,
almost cried.
Get that medal. Get the trophy for the coach to lift,
gave it a nice bite.
All that good stuff.
It was pretty sweet. But we'll talk about a little bit of that more in some city news. Till we do, welcome to the Snobby Boys! Welcome to the Snobby Boys podcast. Hold on a second. Welcome to the Snobby Boys podcast. I'm your host, Colby. That's my homeboy, Joe, over there. Right there.
What up?
What up? What up? Shoot. We've got a lot to go over tonight. A lot of things have happened in the community since we've been on last. But before we do, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bells, make sure you're up to date on all our bullshit. And make sure also, all right, make sure that you hit us up on the new platform, Blue Sky. If you're not on that already, go over there and sign yourself up. It seems to be the anti-X is what I'm going to call it right now. Yeah, go over there and follow us. Be really sweet if you did. The community actually is opening up beautifully over there. I'm really impressed with how everything's going. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later once we go into our bro talk section. But Joe, what are we getting on tonight?
So tonight, we are going to be hitting primarily city and community news. We'll do a little bit on the Nations League recap with some of our players and how they did and what they were doing for their country. Clearly, we will be starting off in a minute with the big news that dropped right there, right below us.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Thank you, Wong.
With Pep. I'll talk a little bit about Kyle Walker and his current standing with the national team and with City, where he's at. Cheeky also had a little cheeky quote that came out this week.
Nice
what I did there. Thank you. And then we got some injury news to update everybody on from the lads that they were back in Manchester today, getting ready to go for the weekend. And we got some boys coming back, hitting up the training pitch and getting healthy. So we're going to, and we'll talk a little bit about Aston Villa. Got some kudos to give out to them for
up the Villa.
Starting, we're starting our own blue cartel at this point with them in Chelsea. So it's going down.
Let's go.
Heavy in the city news and community talk because we missed, like I said, on Sunday. So had a week off, since our last show anyway. So a lot to catch up on there. But let's start with the best news we could have possibly gotten, which was Pep signing an extension with an additional option year after. So we pretty much have him for sure for the next 2 seasons. Premier League, UEFA teams, shake in your boots. We ain't going anywhere. City ain't going nowhere. Pep wouldn't be re-upping if there wasn't good things coming down the road. And shortly after, we are anticipating some more contract extensions from the players, because the big news there too is that the Holland extension is next. Seeing a lot of posts going around that that's the next one, big one that they're working on now that Pep has signed up for an extended 2 years option of a second, obviously, that
Yep.
will be joining that contract extension group. And I'm so excited. I don't care that it's a year. Some people were wanting him to commit, further for extended longer period of time. If he wants to do this, sign for a year with an option for a second situation, that is perfectly fine with me. As long as he's our manager, I don't care.
Facts.
And this was and this was the timeline that he said all along. In the past 2 times he signed extensions, this international break in November was the same time that he signed an extension in 2020 and in 2022.
Yep.
So everybody panicking, freaking out. This was always the timeline, which we've been saying all along. Trust the club, trust in what Pep has said. George, scale of 1 to 10, I'm at an 11, my friend.
Dude, yeah. I'm over the fucking blue moon about this. But here's the thing. Like, we have been saying this for a while now. Everybody needs to keep their fucking trousers on. It was in the cards. It was happening. Everybody got their panties in a fucking wad, thinking that he wasn't going to come back, making all these fucking wild speculations. Like, dude literally hadn't given us any context as to him leaving ever. He's been very his integrity is something that we all should be like, at least trying to model after. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't given us any shadow of a doubt. He's been clear with every single one of his fucking words. Over the blue moon. Sure had a blue moon right now. Shit. Put a little orange in there. Yeah.
Don't fruit
It's
the
nice.
beer.
Fuck
No,
you.
no
Half of
fruiting. In the
Weissens are supposed to get citrus in them, you wanks.
No, we don't put that. No.
Tell me you're a bartender, or tell me you weren't a bartender without telling me you weren't a bartender.
Are you gatekeeping my beer drinking right now?
I am.
I like what.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
this.
The extension was never in doubt. And the people who were, again, the people that were out there basically just throwing out shit to see if it stuck, like, it didn't stick, guy. It didn't. And I really kind of feel like this type of rhetoric, it's got to stop at some point, because you have to take what's given to you guys. You can't just sit there and make up some bullshit just for clicks, because at the end of the day, you look dumb whenever that shit doesn't come to fruition, does it? It's stupid. They say things that actually have some weight to them. And honestly, man, have some support for your fucking club. Thank you.
Right, George? I had to do my moderator duties on YouTube because Ryan said some out of pocket shit that was being hidden, so it should come through momentarily on our side.
Oh, it's not coming through.
Give it he said, "Don't give me a fucking orange wedge, though." Slice, it seems like he's okay with, but not the wedge.
Okay, Stu. When we're drinking and I got the blue moon, slices, not wedges. I got you.
That's what I'm assuming. That's what he's saying.
but trust and believe, we'll probably be drinking Bullet. We'll be drinking Bullet whiskey, not that fucking sugary liquor shit you be drinking.
Rum.
Dumb rum.
Jack Sparrow.
Man, let me tell you about the craziest experience I had on rum. I was 18 years old. I had just moved down to Florida. I was getting ready to go to school. Me and my roommate decided to take a wily trip out to Tampa, and we found this beach just south of Tampa called Fort DeSoto, and they literally had this campground that looked like a pirate's camp, if you will, right?
I love it.
It's just like sand and just palm trees and beach, right? Well, I decided I wanted to be fucking bougie, and I got a bottle of private stock, and my homeboy got a bottle of Sky when it was popular, and we
Hmm.
drank. Each one of us drank the entire fucking bottle, and he had just gotten a brand new. It was like an '05 um, '05 Volkswagen Golf, which was an upgrade from his '85 two-door Golf Rabbit. That was like,
That we
oh,
had one of
dude,
those growing up.
it had so much shit done to it too. It had so much shit done.
The
It
mods.
was a fucking nasty car. Nasty car. He ends up getting this little fucking four-door four banger piece of shit. Well, obviously we had to drive to the beach part. He decides he wants to fucking drive back, and it's in walking distance to where we shouldn't. He wants to drive back because he doesn't want to leave his car there. And I'm like, you're dumb. You're dumb. So what's he do? He decides he wants to e-brake it around one of the sandy turns, dents his fucking whole quarter
Hmm.
panel in a tree.
Who could have seen that coming?
Homeboy cried the whole way home drunk. And I was like, dude, if you don't pull this fucking car over, I'm gonna kill you. Like, and that was my last
Lord,
time on rum.
I can understand why now. That makes sense.
What
What up,
up,
Nick?
Nick? Oh man. So yes, the PEP extension has happened. We are finally moving forward. We don't have to talk about this shit no more. He's here for at least one, maybe two. Let's hope it is. It would be great if it was forever, but we know that that's just not. It's just not possible. It is not possible.
It's not possible.
It is not possible.
This club just understands how to do business. Not
They
only
do.
do we have the PEP extension being announced during an international break where we're coming off of 4 losses in a row across multiple competitions, but we also have Rodri coming home for the first time since his injury to the Etihad and will be presenting the Ballon d'Or to the crowd pre-match. So they recognize that we are in a difficult spot, shall we say, at going into this break. So what do? They nail down our manager's contract extension, get it signed, and they decide this is a great time to bring Rodri back, who is one of the most beloved players in the club, to present the first Ballon d'Or trophy in Man City's history, all before the Tottenham match at home. They it just makes so much sense to do this to get the positive vibes flowing. We got players coming back from injury. It's just all good stuff.
We don't talk about it.
The second part of your comment, absolutely.
We just don't talk about it until it's ready. Until it's ready. I mean, let's enjoy this time while we have it. Same. It's gonna have to be the same thing over and over and over again until he finally says, "I'm done." We have to take this time and enjoy what we have. We know that it's going to come to an end, and obviously, there's a part of this where the front office and Pep probably do not feel comfortable moving on and finding another candidate to take up his spot or take up the mantle because they're not ready yet. They may have somebody picked out already. We don't know.
I'm sure they
Does it
got a
kind of
short
look
list.
that way? Exactly. Exactly. Does it kind of look that way? Yeah, it does. I mean, there's at least two or three right off the top of the head that I can think of. that we could possibly be going after. That's if they end up doing something significant with the current clubs they're with.
Yeah, and also another piece is kind of
Y'all want a single say fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Want a single say fuck
oh my god, I love y'all.
This
But
is why this fucking community is
yes,
awesome.
yes, because of you guys. Um, who is it? Was it Huang that's mentioned the statue piece? That was another
Yes,
piece that came out this past week. Was the rumor is that in the north end. Thank you for correcting me in the notes, by the way. I appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
Um,
You're welcome.
that Pep's going to be getting his own statue out there, and also his own. I like the own stand thing too. I love the idea of once he's
Oh, dude,
done
the pep stand.
na-
Shit.
naming something around the stadium after him. So
Hmm.
I'm right there with you, bro. That would be perfect.
Yeah. God
So
damn. That would be so great to go sit in the pep stand. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Just to say you did it once. The South Stand is always going to be the coup de grace. That's where I really want to be. Like
hmm
that's where the homies are.
yes, the homies.
But to go sit in the North Stand with Pep's name right over top of you and
hmm
scoring a goal into that side, fuck yes,
Magic.
absolute magic. Yep.
Let's talk cheeky. Let's talk
Let's talk
cheeky.
about Cheeky.
Quote that came out this week. I think it was on mancity.com too. Cheeky was talking about the transfer window of 2023 after we won the treble. His thoughts were as follows: the transfer window of 2023 was a bit awful, at least for me. After winning the treble, everyone was confused. Protagonists from those trophies were thinking they should get more or new contracts, and the ones who didn't play in finals were pissed off and trying to get out. I feel like that last part, we know who he was referencing, likely referencing Kyle Walker,
Yeah.
because we know he was looking to move at that point because he was not happy about not starting that match. He came in and played, but Akanji started over him at that in that one as that right center back.
Well,
So
hold on. I want to stop you right there because, and I know you haven't seen the documentary yet,
mhm.
but he in the documentary tries to sing a little bit of a different tune when
Kyle,
it came to that. Yeah,
was this him talking about it afterwards, or is this like
yeah.
in the?
Well, obviously,
Okay, got it,
yeah.
got it. I'll be looking out for that later this evening when I turn it on. So interesting to have him drop that out this, or at least it come out this week that he said those things because it just seems very interesting timing to release that. That's where local mob.
I start it. I'm gonna save it. Remind
And
me because
got it.
that's gonna come back up again because I know there's a few people here in the comments that may have seen this little shit stick that we're going to talk about later. If he's sitting
Mm,
there and we go there, guess what? I'm calling mutual combat. And if he doesn't go for it, mm, mm, we know who the bitch boy is, really.
hmm That we do. So
Yep. All right. Sorry. Yep. Side tangent.
all good. We like tangents around here, especially when we're not recapping a match or anything like that. This is
You
this is
think,
free form
yeah,
snobby boys kind of situation happening here.
free form as fuck.
So I just I don't think it's anything that quote. I don't think it's new news for anybody. I think everybody's aware of it. It's just interesting seeing him because he doesn't speak very often publicly about things. We don't usually get a lot of quotes from him. So seeing this one pop
Mhm.
this week was just felt it was a little newsworthy. So we wanted to call that bad boy out a little bit.
Faux show. Faux show.
Um, Where you want to go next? We got some other community news in here that we want to
Well,
talk through.
I kind of feel that it's almost pertinent that we talk about the person we were just talking about, Kyle Walker.
Hmm.
And this is really, I mean, it's debate between us two, but this is really a debate for the comments as well. Um, as it stands, guys, what do you think about Kyle Walker at this point in the season? Is he cooked? Is he done? Do we move on? Or do you feel that he still holds some sort of ability that we need in order to push through this season? Many people have gone on about him as far as his outside happenings. For me personally, what he does off the pitch is his fucking business, nobody else's. What he does on the pitch, though, is a different story. He has not been the Kyle Walker of old. He has been off the pace. I don't think he is beneficial to our system anymore. I feel he is a detriment. His captaincy, as far as being a veteran in our system, that's all fine and good. But it's very clear that his pace has suffered and it's not there anymore. When he is not able to keep up with a lot of the forwards that are in the Premier League that he's gone up against thus far in the season, um, yeah, I think you're cooked, bro. I think you're cooked.
So his contract, we have him signed up through one more season. It looks like so. He has he's under contract for one more after this one. He'll be 35 at the time of his free agency. I think they're doing the right thing currently with giving Rico the lion's share of the right back minutes. Um, even though he's not really playing.
Steve Black, what's up, dog? Sorry. JSP, what?
I need another sip.
If you don't know,
Lord, have mercy.
get back on that shit tonight.
Um, I think we're doing the right thing. Like I said, giving minutes to the other guys currently and letting Kyle fill in periodically. I think it's his time as an auto start at the right back position or on the right side of a back three, I think is done. I do think he still can provide value for us this season. It's just not going to be as consistent as we've seen him in the past. When you Father Time is undefeated, and that holds true across every sport out there. At some point, I can't.
The shit housing has started.
JSP though has shown well when he's been given opportunities, and we still have what's the other one? It's not Nico O'Reilly. It's the other the left-footed tall center back that we had in the summertime. What's his fucking
name? I'm not gonna lie, I would much rather Jeremy Frimpong come back. I mean, Link
well,
is
I
cool,
think
but
no, yeah, I think no, because Rico, I think, is not a right back.
No, he's not an out and out right back. He can't keep up with pace, and now not even near close to what Kyle used to do. No, he needs to be shoved up into the midfield.
Callum, there we go.
We've said it a couple of times on here where we feel that he would be most beneficial if he was working up in that pivot role next to Rodri. So he was more able to work forward, and that allowed Rodri to stay back and stay more in the holding. Now, obviously, there are going to be times where Pep is going to elevate Rodri forward in play, but Rico tends to go forward a little bit more. and he is a lot
Mhm.
better in the midfield than Rodri is. Rodri's more of a controlling element and more of a distributor than Rico could ever be. But to keep them side by side, so at least he's getting the minutes and he's being utilized at all, that would probably be the most effective way to keep him in the squad.
Yeah, Rico's an 8. He's not a 6, he's not a 10. He's a box to box carrier of the ball. He's somebody that profiles similarly to what Mateo Kovacic does for us, when he's not having to cover for Rodri and play that 6. So, um, that part, that last sentence, the not sure he's ready, Kyle definitely is not ready to from everything he said in actions, it seems like he's still holding on to those last strings of I can still do this. I'm still an option. I should be playing regularly. All those kind of things. I don't think he's living in reality at this point.
Well, and to kind of backtrack on what we said, he did look good, decent. I won't say good, decent. In their last England match against Ireland, he did help with that situation. But I mean, on the whole, I don't really feel that international duty transpires into club play, especially between England and City. It just sometimes it
Very different.
transpires, but sometimes it doesn't. More often than not, it doesn't. So I just don't want to look too far into that. That's why I even brought the question up to begin with, because a lot of people are
Mhm.
like, Call's back in form. No, he's not. Not for us, he isn't. Maybe for Carlsley or whatever. It's not going to be for Tuchel. I can promise you that. I can almost promise you that is going to be a shaken up 11 by the time he gets in there on the next break. Almost positive of it. Well, in all fairness, we do have Claudio Echeverri coming in, so that's at
There's
least
one.
one piece. The second piece, it honestly, with how much we've been depleted in the defense, I would love to see a defenseman come in. I can honestly see it being a midfielder if we do. There's been a lot of talk of a few different midfielders. I mean, Florian Wirtz has also been in the talks for the summer, so that opinion may be null and void. I'm not entirely sure. Nobody really knows because we're just a bunch of speculators, aren't we?
Facts. Huang brought up a good point. It's Rico's birthday officially now over there. Over there,
Oh
it's
shit!
it's Thursday over there. So he's officially 20.
Do I have something? I'll give him a horn. Happy birthday, Rico! I know you're not
Yeah.
watching. I'm,
You
pre-
never
I'm
know.
pretty. You never know, but I'm pretty sure what's douche knob's fucking name would tell us that he'll never watch us. Kind of the same way when you tagged Cheeky in a post and he didn't respond as if we were trying to get his attention. Fucking spunk stain.
Ugh.
Listen, we'll dive into that later for all of our ex users on here. I know Stu knows what's up.
That he does.
Right in the private
Um,
chat.
Let us know who are 4 guys that were back in training today.
Yeah, does anybody know who our 4 guys were back in training? We'll wait. And again. And one more time.
You spelled that
See?
second to last word wrong, brother.
It did. Nope. Bingo, El Ringo.
I like Stu's comment right after that. He said, "This is why I come to you." Inform me.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Huang saying everybody's back tomorrow, so I'm glad that the Nations League matches wrapped up early in the week. Gives us more time to get ready and get them back for a big match. We need this one on Saturday against Tottenham. Um, so good to see that Stones is back. We were a little short in defense, so getting somebody in that role that can play back there. There you go. Now it's spelled correctly.
official.
I'm very glad that Jack is back in training, especially because he originally had gone off to international duty and decided he was going to withdraw his name to get back, and now he's fit. And then Akanji, and then Kevin was working his way back. He got a few minutes in that last match before we went on break, so figured he would be back in training. Likely not ready to start yet, but we should still see him getting some minutes and ease his way back in. Some of those other guys, Jack, Johnny, and Manu, probably more likely to come in. Maybe not the first match, but be ready to start full fitness. But I hope that they ease Kev slowly along here and make him almost a super sub at this point when we're
Same.
needing to see the match out. If we need a goal, bring him in, much like they did last season when he came back from that very long layoff at the beginning of pretty much the entirety of the fall and beginning of winter. He didn't just immediately jump back into the starting 11. He kind of started those first few matches coming off the bench and was an impact player. Obviously, that first match against Newcastle, scoring and then assisting on the game winner, that's the kind of impact he can have. So I hope they do that with him.
Stu, I was going to correct you, but I just let it go. It's okay.
I have a tumor. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Can we all agree
Yes.
that availability is ability in itself? Yeah.
It's the best ability, man.
It's the best ability.
Absolutely.
We do need a good game against Spurs. For sure. I'm sorry. I can only see two low hanging things right now because of that. I can't. My mind won't let me move forward. Oh my god! I'm sorry. I feel like I keep saying his name wrong too. I feel like we're saying his name wrong. So if you want to correct me, Huang, please do. Like, just break it down in phonetics for us on there, so I don't sound like we don't sound like complete morons or assholes for saying it wrong. But sorry this is the first time I think he's been in here. We have just been cutting up some pussy jokes the whole time.
This is a carryover from previous shows when we were talking about said. Yes, JSP.
No, yes, JSP. No. Not his name. Your name. Your name. Break it down phonetically so we can say it correctly.
Loose lips sink ships, guys.
I know.
We also call that in Baltimore snitches get stitches.
Get stitches, exactly. Exactly. Is that a DMV thing? Is it? Same thing with bet, right?
Yes.
The whole world started ho-ang. Thank you. Bam. I said it right. Thank you for tuning in with us, dude. I really appreciate you finally getting here and hanging out. I know it's probably fucking late as fuck. We really appreciate you, all of you who are staying up late to hang out with us as we sit here and bullshit. Let's talk a little bit about Yasko. I mean,
he's not wrong.
Said it. You said it. You said it.
We claim it and plan it as our own. That's what we do here.
Yep. Yep. Now let's
So
talk about
Yash,
Yasko. Go ahead.
dude, continuing to bang in goals for club and country. It's crazy, man. Like we brought this dude in to play center back, and he's turned into the best left back in the entire world. It's so that begs the question: what do we do with him? Do we let him continue to cook at left back, or eventually does he move back to his, we'll say, natural, and I'm doing air quotes for those who might be listening, position at center back?
I mean, you've heard me scream for it 100 times. Like, I would love to see him work in essentially, but all in the same, I mean, he's far and away the best left back in the game right now. I really, in the way that Pep has him playing, I really can't see us affording to not have him play that position the way he's been
Right.
playing it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We definitely need, and we don't know what we're getting back, even with the four guys back in training. We don't know what we're getting back against Spurs yet. So to have his abilities to be able to work forward and potentially give us a goal scoring opportunity, it's necessary. And he's not going to be able to do that centrally because of the way we've been playing. We've essentially our left and our right back have been playing forward so much that it has literally left our center backs, our center halves, deserted, literally stuck on an island by themselves and having to defend, especially against a counterattack, which more often than not has happened. And we've not been able to defend it well. The only one that has the speed to get back, I feel, aside from Ake, is Gavardiol. No, I don't.
I do. Mine
Well,
doesn't
yours
come
is
in as it doesn't come in quite as thick on the sides, so I definitely am a little jealous of the thickness of his beard on the sides. At least I get a nice through
you
here, but the sides aren't quite as thick. Thick.
we grew up during the age where the goatee was cool, and that's what we started shaving a lot first. So then all this stuff didn't really grow in. Whereas over there, they're big hairy men anyways. But that's kind of where my heritage comes from, in part. So I'm not far off. And in all fairness, you have not seen me with a very full beard.
It's been a while.
Joe knows. Joe knows.
Yes.
It's a lot. Oh yeah, absolutely, Steve. If we had a right back just like Gavardiol, yeah, absolutely. We'd be in the money. I mean, we kind of are, but I digress.
Good question. I digress. Steve just realized I'm not wearing a hat tonight. Usually I either have a baseball cap on or a beanie, and tonight I am hatless.
I mean, listen, he probably has some like third world beard growth techniques that I don't know about that are like deep rooted curation. I don't know what. But if I could get the chance to sit down with Yasko at all, I absolutely would.
Well,
Just for
City
shits and good. Because honestly, he's a cheese lover and I love cheese too. And I want him to introduce me to some cheeses. I'm just saying.
inside information. Joshko loves him some cheese.
Yes.
You never know with City's new program that they're putting out there, where you as certain like membership pro thing, you get to be in the live conversations with like players and shit like that. So maybe one time we
Well,
can get in there
well,
and
let me know if you do that because I literally just re-upped my account today so I could watch the doc.
mhm.
Uh
I
I
already put
honestly
in and registered for wherever the next one is, so we'll see if
Oh,
I
did
get picked.
you?
Yes.
Nice.
For as soon as I
Nice.
saw it, I was like, click, click, click,
Me,
click,
me,
click.
me,
Let's
me, me,
go.
me.
Please pick me. Please. Um, yeah, see, that's why I love him. Juan.
This is
Juan.
my type of guy.
Fishing, playing online games, chill. That's why we love
We
Rodri too.
we
Very,
could
very
listen.
chill, Loki. They're relatable.
If we could get him over here to America, I could go meet him down in Florida, catch a charter with my cousin, and go deep sea fishing. I mean, I think it's a match made in heaven, guys. I'm just saying. Just saying. But yeah.
Let's go
Did we,
back to
did we talk?
Ryan's question.
Yes. Side question. Do you think Yasko is a better player with Doku or Grealish on the left with him? Um. Hmm.
I
Bill does.
think I think him and Jack form a little bit better partnership on that side because Jack
They've
is
had a
more
little bit
likely
longer.
a little bit longer to play, and Dokes, his strength is taking people on, going 1v1, driving the byline. Jack is more like cut inside, recycle the ball, looking for those kind of cutback passes. When Dokes goes, he's in, he's going, he's putting the ball in. Jack is more apt to drive, suck in some defenders, and then be able to play a ball back to Yashko to create, and with space that Jack has now created by drawing defenders with him, for Yashko
Mhm.
to be able to hit some of those patented right-footed curlers from the outside of the box. So for me, I feel like Jack works well because he sucks in defenders and is looking for different types of passes as Doku does.
Facts.
Which is
I'll
not a
say
knock on
that.
Doku. I think it's just different. They bring different levels of skills that are both helpful, but in this situation with Yashko, I think Jack fits what Yashko likes to do as far as when he gets into the attacking third.
Well, and Doko, like we said, like he likes playing a little bit more direct
Yeah,
than Jack does.
exactly.
I mean, it's like there's not really that time to sit there and work the triangle like they usually do at the top corner of the box. And that's usually what happens when you have Doku Jack and Yasko on the same side. There's a lot of that work and off ball run and movement while they're there versus Doku. Doku just kind of takes people on and says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I can."
Hmm.
Um. All right.
Let's
What
talk
else?
Aston Villa.
Let's talk Aston Villa.
They
They
came out
have.
this week. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, all right. I'm gonna take it. Aston Villa. Aston Villa have publicly supported City in an APT ratification happening too soon and agree Friday's meeting should be postponed. That's fucking awesome. So not only have Villa jumped on the boat, Chelsea are also in the same boat. So now we're starting to form this blue cartel now to oust
Anti-red
the red,
cartel.
the anti-red cartel, if you will. Yes, I think it's
Because
about
Newcastle's
high
in there
time that
too
it
with us.
happened.
Yeah.
Well, their little bit of teal can be considered a blue, I guess.
There you go. Steve, from what we heard, Kova came off at halftime of the match with Croatia,
Nothing
but it was
serious.
a tactical situation, according to the Croatian manager. He said it was a tactical decision, and Kova's fine. But that could also be manager speak. So we'll see what happens when he gets back with our guy,
Yep.
with our guys, with Pep, with our training staff. Um, but
And I'm
we'll
sure
see.
that there was probably some sort of conversation, being that Pep had recently said that there has been a lack of communication with international coaches. I'm sure that with having said that, he may have stepped up and said, "Hey, listen, being that there isn't this level of communication, I'm going to start putting it out there. If you don't really need him at a certain point, please take him off because he is getting paid to do his job here, and we certainly do need him." So, uh, do you think Pep will get ruthless in the summer in terms of recruitment? Maybe. I mean, I could certainly see him wanting to ramp things up a little bit in order to pass the baton, if you will. At least leave the next person, if and when that day comes, in a good position. I would certainly hope so. I don't think that he's an asshole to any extent to where he would be like, "I'm just going to leave you high and dry and you're just going to have to figure it out on your own, just like I did." I don't think he's that type of person. I think he loves City enough to where that he would have certain things in place before leaving at all.
Yeah, we had a very quiet summer window this past time. I don't see that being the case with the number of guys we have trending to the mid to late 30s and towards the end of their time. We have a lot of guys that are still under contract, but are going to be more bit players, more subs, more rotational. So I feel like this coming summer we will also likely have a resolution in the 115 situation. That trial wraps up here, I think, at the end of this week.
Thank God.
So before there you go. I see what you did there.
Well, I was showing
By
people
the
my
time,
titties.
yeah, exactly. By the time summertime rolls around, we'll know much more about that. And once we get exonerated, I feel like it's going to be a big fu to everybody, and they're going to go splash some cash on um, a big name. I think we'll get another big name coming in this summer. It might not be a wholesale rebuild where we bring in 5, 6, 7 dudes, but I do think we'll see some marquee, at least one or maybe two marquee names come in this coming summer to rejuvenate the squad. I won't say rebuild, I'll say rejuvenate.
Exactly. I agree with that, Steve Black. I just can't see him. I just can't see him leaving with Hugo coming in and leaving him in a bad spot. So
Exactly.
I just can't see that. That would be detrimental to the club, and not in a, I won't say detrimental. That's too harsh of a word. I just don't see anybody leaving this club, whether Tishi leaving or Cheeky leaving in the summer, or Pep possibly leaving in a couple of summers from now. I don't see them leaving the club high and dry in any shape or form or fashion. I think that would be bad business on them. It would be a stain on who they are as people, and that's not what they're out to do. Again, integrity being the key word that we've used here. Um, they have a lot of it. They have not shown us anything different to think otherwise. So, yeah. Um, you want to get into these little international things and then break out to halftime and come back for Bro Talk?
Absolutely.
All right. So England, if you guys didn't see, actually took Group B on goal diff after slashing Greece 3-0. And then to really sum it up, they finished off Ireland 5-0, which was awesome. If you're an England fan, I am. Spain also took home a Group A4. Germany took home A3, and then Italy and France, they both split Group A2 and are moving on. So there's that. Not much to really talk about in that. I don't really feel like getting into the details of the England match, being that there's two that have passed. But the big note is Norway with Holland scoring his hat trick for the team. This is now his, what was it? How many hat tricks is this for him now?
A fuck ton.
A
I
fuck
don't
ton.
have the
That's
let's put
measurable.
that.
That's
The
measurable.
funny part about all that is that we've dropped it in the notes. I had dropped that he had scored a hat trick in the first game, and what it turned out to be was he in the first match he just had and this was before the second Nations League match happened where he actually scored the hat trick. So it's funny that
Thank you,
20 there we
Glenn.
go. Thank you. And counting, yes. Many more to come. But in the notes we dropped that he had a hat trick, and I lied a little bit on Colby because I told him that Holland had dropped a hattie in that first one, but just a goal and assist, and then the next match he goes out and
Pop, pop,
fixes
pop.
my mistake and goes ahead and drops a hattie. But one thing to note, I guess, was he's no longer the leading goal scorer in this iteration of the Nations League. Victor Jokeresh, or whatever the hell you say his name is, he dropped a 4 bag the other day, and now he's up to 9 goals. So he's continuing his incredible run. That dude's going to get paid, and some big club is going to come in and pay a lot of money for that dude this summer. He's not
There's
staying
been
there.
small little whispers of us potentially chasing him as a Holland backup. How cool that would be, but it is completely fucking unrealistic.
No shot.
Not even close. That's not no. Well, and his story actually is kind of cool though because he was once upon a time a Premier League player, got ousted, made his way into who did we just play? Sporting CP side, and has turned the fuck up for the douche canoe across town now.
What's
I
wild
don't want to
is
say his name.
I didn't realize he was 26. The way everybody was talking about him was like he's this
Oh no, he's not young.
Holland-esque prospect. Like he's 21, 22 years old, and he's just coming up. Dude's 26 years old. He's
Yeah,
much older than Holland is currently. So like
yeah. He's in what most people would be considered their prime. So
I'm in my prime. Yeah, exactly.
dude, exactly. I mean, that would be dreamy. It would be totally dreamy. But that we can all foresee this happening if he were to sign for City, be Holland's understudy. With the way that he's scoring goals now, he probably has a blown up head. Come in Coventry. That's right. He was at Coventry, then to
Coventry.
Sporting.
There you go. Yep.
Him coming in with a big blown up head. He thinks that he probably thinks that he's better than Holland right now, and he won't get the fucking time. I just don't see that being a winning formula, and it would be not good for the locker room. So nice thought, but
Not realistic whatsoever.
not realistic.
Exactly. That Sporting CP team's about to get raided.
Oh yeah, 100%. And they looked really good. I'm not going to lie; they looked good against us.
There's some good players there.
There's some really good players in there. You know, maybe we don't poke ourselves into that situation a little bit. See what we can. We tend to find things in the most awkward places that no one would really think to look, and they turn out to be fucking gems. So anything's on the table for us. Our scouting is bar none the best that I've seen in most sports. And when we're talking about a
Unparalleled.
lot of different sports, it's completely unparalleled. I mean, there's not many other teams that I can think of off the top of my head that have that level of scout or this level of scouting. I won't say the Yankees. They just pull from everybody else.
Fuck them.
Fuck the Yankees. Who else? The Lakers. Shit.
The Cowboys. The Cardinals. The
Which
Dodgers.
Cardinals? Which Cardinals?
St. Louis. Baseball.
As much as I hate them because they're divisional foes, they do stack some pretty good teams.
They do.
Or are they built from the ground up? No, not really. No, not really. Pittsburgh will build from the ground up. They'll take a drafted team and try to run it, but they suck every time.
And then they'll say, "Here, take our best players, sign them away."
Right. Here's Garrett Cole. Oh no, he went to Houston first. That's right. He went to Houston first. That's another team that we've made friends with for trading that I've never been happy with. His talent ID is incredible. It really is.
He helped bring all those players in and all that. So we got a good one coming in to get his feet wet here.
Thanks, Sherlock.
Yes.
I'll probably back up again. Thank you, Sherlock. Do you need your pipe now? Cities.
Yeah, 100%. If we're signing him, you know that dude is special. We don't hire bums around here.
Sorry. outside world is trying to infiltrate me while I'm busy on things I literally don't care about. All right. So that kind of wraps up the first half. We're going to go into our small little break here. We'll be right back. We'll talk about a few things, and then we'll get into our bro talk.
All Manchester City fans are glory hunting plastics. Every single one of them claims to have supported them since the 70s, even though they were only born in the 90s. But I'm willing to give Manchester City Plastics an opportunity to prove me wrong.
All right, everybody, welcome back. As you saw right there, we are still doing our plastic fan shirt. And just to let you guys know, we are also going to be doing a loyalty program with all of our loyal guests. We're going to call you guys guests. Y'all are actually just homies. So if you would like to be included into that, we have a special code for you that I will be dropping right into the comments. And that will get you 15% off all of our front printed t-shirts. Also, we will be doing a Black Friday sale that will run until Blue Monday. And that will also give you 15% off if you go over to bonfire.com and type in that code, Loyal AF. That will get you your loyalty discount, and then the Black Friday discount I will put out on next week. Yeah. The plastic key of the plastics. Especially if you're from Main Road. We know how plastic you are, Stews.
I'm super plastic. I got you. I brought him into this, so.
It's, you know what? Now that we're in Bro Talk, it's so funny because too often do we hear the rhetoric of we're from the US, we're glory hunters, we're this, that, and the other. It's completely ridiculous to me hearing that bullshit. Because the people that make that comment, not one of them know us personally enough to make that claim. And Joe, I know Joe's story enough to say that I wouldn't really consider him a plastic, because right in about that time is when it started becoming more and more popular here in the United States in terms of being able to view it. For a lot of you, for a lot of the people who say that, I don't think you understand that we weren't able to watch the games. What's he saying?
If there's one thing I know that triggers Colby to the limit is not being fan enough just because he's from USA.
Right? And that's so stupid. Like I have nobody has control over where they're born. Literally. And it's not even triggering. It's just for me, it's becoming fun because now I can like ha 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 ha. I'm gonna fuck with you now. As some of you may have seen today, there was a specific. I'm gonna go back up in the starter. Where to go? What's his name? Stu, what's his name? Something douche canoe. Something. I have a big clitoris that I think is a penis.
Where did it go? Clicking the wrong thing. Replies. There we go. Should have been right there in the notifications, but
I started and I don't know how to find the starred stuff. Anyways, no, I need to find it. I need to find it because I have to put his name out there to everybody because it's not it's not even just us that he said anything to. It's the shit that he said about Big Steve. It's shit that he said about Blue Tone, about Martin, about there it is, Local Mob out. This guy literally has 110 follows and thinks that he's fucking he's God's gift to Earth. You see this guy on Twitter, like either block him or fucking tell him what a
report.
piece. Report him. Fucking tell him what a piece of shit he is. For all I give a fuck, because he really is. I mean, he's literally nothing more than a demon troll that gets on there to try to fucking stir the fucking pot. And finally, I fucking gave him back this fucking bullshit that he was on today, and he like most of them, they come back with the same rhetoric of you're a glory hunter, blah blah blah. Call me a glory hunter all you want. You know nothing about me. You don't know how long I've been doing it. You don't know how much I've traveled for this team just in the United States alone, and I can almost guarantee you it's 5 times the amount that you do any away match. So I find that whole fucking thing ridiculous. Steve, I'm glad we're in the camp together. I'm glad that we have people like you because it is the rhetoric is so stupid, man. It's just like where's he from? Oh, he claims he's a Mank. Claims
allegedly,
but allegedly, I'd consider myself more a Mank, having my great grandfather being from York than this fucking piece of shit.
the logic just makes absolutely zero sense in a global world that we live in now. So you can only like something or be a true fan of something if it's from where
it's in
you're
your
from.
backyard.
So you can't like McDonald's. You can't like any Domino's. You can't like Domino's. That's not from over there. You can't eat there. You can't order
Right.
Domino's over there.
Nope.
You can't.
Oh yeah,
any American
you can't
food.
have Popeyes now, bitch.
Nope.
No Popeyes for you.
By that logic, you can only be a fan of something if it's local to you and if it's from your area. It's so ass backwards and makes absolutely no. That dude better not like any American sports teams then. Not a single one.
No, he honestly, Steve, he kind of comes off like he's like he's probably a rag trying to cover in as somebody and make himself sound like he's like some high and mighty fucking City fan. Fact is, I gave him a fucking dose of his own medicine and I told him about himself, and the whole world sees what a little bitch he really is. And that's all that fucking matters.
And what's wild is that the original post that he put up about like Luke and Martin and Tone was from like October 30th.
Yeah, he really dug.
Just started getting like a bunch of traction like today, which is wild.
Yeah. And then he tried to do the same shit to us. He went back, and this is just so everybody knows, like Joe up until this time, literally like today, he has been in control of X. I'm not as nice as Joe when I'm on the internet. Which is why Joe had that job for the longest time, because posting pictures and writing little captions is easy for me to not being a complete asshole to somebody. When it's warranted. I don't just be an asshole to fucking be an asshole. But ever since Blue Sky has come up, I kind of said, Joe, this is a good thing. This is where all the nice people are going, I guess. This is more your flow. I'm going to go on X where all the demon trolls are, and I'm going to fucking battle some bitches. And day one, here we go. This guy. Well, he was already, I'm not going to lie to anybody. He was my target before I even fucking showed up today. I had seen it, I want to say it was like maybe Monday was the first time I saw it. And I was like, I'm having none of this, but I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to fucking piss you off. So I didn't touch it, but now I was like, no, you go over there. I'm over here. I'll deal with these fucking assholes. No, I am the Hulk. You do not want to make me angry because I will say some really fucked up shit about you, and not because I just whatever. Like it's warranted. You got what you fucking deserved. You
You've earned
came
it.
on. Yeah, exactly. I don't say things to people without them earning it. You know what I mean? Like just to talk shit to people is asinine unto itself. But when you've earned it, oh, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you really good.
Like going after one
People
big
who are doing good in the community.
who does amazing things for the city community and the Manchester community. And then to throw shit at Luke and Tone and Martin, who are some of the nicest dudes you're going to find within the community, who are welcoming, open to meeting new people, all those kind of things. That's the wrong people to go after. And to call them part of the
It really
problem,
is.
I'm so glad that you went in on that dude, and other folks joined in at some point too, and pointing out his bullshit. But that's not going to be tolerated. So
It's
I'm
not.
here for that.
It's not. And
And
I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. I have spoken with the club directly about a few instances that I have come across, and they know who the fuck we are now, and we're taking names. So if little fucking cum bubbles in here tonight and sees this or ever sees this, put you on notice, bud. Your ass is mine.
And Steve, we also are or definitely know that most of y'all are
Yeah,
not.
you're not like that.
That dude is not a representative of the greater community. It's
No.
just the same thing over here. The loudest, most ridiculous folks that are dumb as shit are the ones that get the spotlight shown on them. We talked about this at one of the episodes a while back about the news over here and everywhere. They find the most ridiculous person and just shine all the lights on them.
Mhm.
So we definitely understand that because we've had so many good interactions with a lot of guys and folks over across the pond that have been very nice, welcoming, and we would consider friends at this point now. So
Yeah, exactly. We've done our work to reach out to these people and make these connections. You know what I mean? We understand our position in everything. We get that we live across the pond. If we could change that, we would. But unfortunately, our lives uh, don't have the maneuverability to just up and leave America to come live in Manchester just to be a part of that fan base. We have lives, families, jobs, things that tie us to here, that even prevent us from getting over there to see a match. So what do? We have a podcast. We pay for the services of the city applications. We pay for all the different streaming platforms to view all the different competitions on. If you're not paying the one huge price of Fubo, there
even with that one, you still need other ones to be able to watch the
there
cup
you go.
competition. So
There you go. I mean, it's just there's so much that we do to be a part of the club and to put ourselves in the club. And not only that, when the tours come over here for preseason, I mean, there's video. We do our goddamn best to teach people what it's like to be at the Etihad right here at home, even though we've never been there. I think it's enough to have seen what it's like and to hear and have talked to people who are in the North Stand, who are in the South Stand, and get their perspectives not only through videos and pictures, but having conversations with them and understanding what the culture is like. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that I think that most people don't, and even as Americans coming over as tourists, don't come over and really get into is the culture. So I feel it's almost our duty, especially being a podcast, to promote the culture that we know that we've been taught to then pass on to everybody else, so that when they do come over there to see a game firsthand, they know how to be there instead of playing guesswork or looking like a tourist. That's our biggest That's our biggest motivator, really. And there's so many different caveats between this statement. Real City fans are great with humor and willingness to talk city stuff. There's so many different caveats to the city life that we find so appealing and that is so reminiscent of certain teams or even cities that we grew up. I mean, for me, I've said this a couple of times. Manchester to me is a lot like Pittsburgh. It's the blue collar. It's the geography with the three rivers. It's waking up on Monday morning and depending on how Sunday or Saturday went and affecting your whole fucking week. And you live and die by that game. That's how Pittsburgh is. Sunday, if Sunday night happens and we lose, which typically never happens, good record on that one. But if that happens and we lose Monday morning, the whole city is not in a fucking good mood. It's not just a few people here and there. Like you go to the office and nobody wants to talk. That's just common, and I feel like it's very much the same way there. Whether you're on the east side or the west side. So I feel that connection. I feel that sense of understanding when it comes to this club and when it comes to the city. Hats off to you for being in here. Thanks for listening to our fucking rants. Do you have anything to add to that, Joe? I feel like I just...
No, you killed it, man. You're absolutely right. I concur with everything you just said.
Bet. So, thoughts on Blue Sky. So, we just recently moved over to the new social media platform, Blue Sky. If you guys don't know about it, it is basically the alternative to X. From what I understand, a lot of people moved over there in their disdain towards Elon Musk. Which I find a little bit laughable. Everybody on the politics and stuff, it's mind your business. If you're not from here, 1, 2, mainstream media isn't the place to get your information. And I'll just leave that there. But on the whole, what are your thoughts so far, Joe, on Blue Sky?
It seems like folks are less combative so far, and it's more about engaging in like actual conversation about a topic. When you get a thread going, it seems like people are more apt to just talk through that thing, and it's not talk through whatever the primary piece of the thread was going to be. And it doesn't seem like people are on there specifically just to talk shit, instigate, poke at people. So it seems like it's more of a forum to talk about whatever it is. For us, it's pretty much everything on our feed at this point, city, because that's what we want to talk about while we're on there. But it seems like it's a...
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know, right? We were talking about it, and it seems like, and I think you hit the nail on the head when we were talking about it, that it's what Twitter was when it first started. Just debating back and forth, but in a way that's not people just throwing out dumb shit to say just to say it, or to instigate an argument with someone or whatever. So far, and this is early stages, is always the case with social media things. It starts off with the right intentions, but I feel like it's probably going to be only a matter of time before it migrates into other things, because it's set up pretty much exactly like X currently is. You get your character limitations. You throw out your thought. People talk about it, and it's gotten bigger recently. Obviously, starting to get more traction, and the more it grows as an alternative to already established social media platform, it's only a matter of time until it shifts probably from the good intentions and the nice discussions that's going on currently to people being dickheads again, because that's generally
And
what happens.
that's what I'm waiting on. Honestly, I as it stands right now, it seems less stressful to
Right.
get on. You don't have that feeling of fuck, I got to open up this application. It's there's a notification. I'd like to see what that is, and social media at this point, you know, far and away removed from what it was like when we were growing up. I mean, when 2004, 2005 hit and we got Facebook, for the most of us, that was a very fun time. And then of course X came around, and people were using it for the right things of making, finding connections, or finding old connections with people that they hadn't seen in a long time, or were trying to reestablish connection. For this, I think it's good, as like I said, as it stands right now, because people are not on there to try to cut each other's legs out from underneath of them.
Hmm.
They're there to have an open and honest discussion, or really just put their stuff out there, and it's not about the algorithm, like the rest of the social medias are at this point, and that's nice. But I bet you worse, Stu. But as time has gone on, and for everybody that understands, I'm very much a proponent of freedom of speech. I think without freedom of speech, we cannot converge ideas and build them into new ones. But on the whole, we as a society have lost the ability to talk to one another in a decent fashion, and it has gotten to the point where you kind of have to you have to walk onto these spaces on the defensive, and that's not the way that it should be. It should be, I want to come on there to socialize with people and to have fun and to create a community and get to know other people via their takes on things, rather than you're automatically going onto there, scrolling through, and you're like, dumbass, moron, shithead, fuckhead. Like, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And
It makes it hard to engage in
it does.
and comment on things or share things because you're seeing so much dumbass shit being
Well,
posted.
and especially people whom are pushing their personal narratives out into spaces. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to put this out on blast. I have to at this point. The U.S. ambassador for City, Ariel Costello, said her name, don't care. Um, the amount of time that she spends putting out her personal image, and the fact that she's a vegan and all this other shit, like, what does that do for City? And honestly, what American value are you putting in behind you trying to elevate the City community by you doing that? I fail to see where this helps the community. I fail to see what she really does in her job with City that helps build the community in the United States. And I've been asking this question for a couple of years now, really ever since we went to Green Bay.
Mhm.
We actually, and we did ask her to come on the show one time, and she declined because she said we weren't officially a part of City. But she had no problem going on to Shades of Blue, whom are not. Like, it just, and they claim to be, which I find hilarious. And if they are, it's for specific reasons, which I won't put out there. But exactly, her personal agenda is null and void. I don't care that you do yoga. I don't care that you are vegan. And anybody who walks into a room and has to announce themselves as vegan has fucking serious issues. I'm sorry. Nobody fucking cares. Like, let's just put that out in the air. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares that you're gay. Nobody cares that you like to suck dick. Nobody cares about any of or that you might not like to suck dick. I don't fucking care what you do behind the fucking closed door. Keep it to your fucking self. if you're supposed to be a city representative and you're doing it in America, you should probably try to find some common American values that everybody can relate to, so that then they can say, you know what, I feel like I can be a part of that. I feel like I can see myself being in that. And not only do I not care, I do not like it. And at this point, I don't. Like I could, if she walked up to me and tried to say I'm sorry for being a bitch, I'd be like, you are. And you can sit in that for the rest of your fucking life. I don't care.
All self bullshit. That
It
is
is.
precisely what it is. It's people who are supposed to be promoting the club and
Not
building
themselves.
a fandom of people to love the club as well. That's your job as a city ambassador in America. Your job is to gather and build a community and a following of people to also love the club like you do, allegedly.
Right. Right.
Your job is
Allegedly.
not to use the club and its influence to build your own personal brand and your own personal image. That is not what a city ambassador does, in my opinion. That's the actual opposite of what you're supposed to be doing at this point. So
Right.
we all see it, be 100% honest with you. Everybody sees what you're doing. It's not new at this point.
Mm-mm.
Folks are aware of it, and we wish that that wasn't the case, because it's about the club. It's about the players. It is not about you. Oh my God.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. he gets docked a bottle of rum every time he doesn't show up.
Bro, you wouldn't know it by the comments, but that dude is every bit, and probably might be bigger, a Disney lover as I am. That dude, the comments that he's making now do not align with with being a Disney lover, a Walt Disney fan.
Who's a Disney lover?
Stu.
See, I saw this in you. I didn't see this in him.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't expect that, right?
Especially with as much shit housing as he does.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't expect that, right? But it's there.
I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm so glad you guys stayed on. Oh man. Oh, so yeah. 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 I hope that city wises up to the bullshit. I understand that for the most part, a lot of I've used this term in the past couple of episodes. I'll use it again. I hope a lot of L's start waking up and smelling the bacon. That was intentional. The bacon part. Because the shit that I'm sorry that's not an accurate representation of America. It's just not. And to have somebody like that, somebody who is of the minority and such a way to speak, as far as ideals go, I just feel that it doesn't help build the brand in a good way. Yeah.
I can't deal with you guys. I can't deal with you guys.
Listen, I know a guy who had a child whom was gay. I'm the child. Anything's possible.
There you go.
Anything is possible.
Okay, Kevin Garnett.
A family-friendly environment. Dude, this
Yeah,
is the
totally.
least
That
this is the least family-friendly fucking podcast for City there is. I'm
we've
almost
made that
positive that.
abundantly clear from the get-go that was the
Yeah.
opposite of what we were.
Yeah, we and in no fashion do we want to be that. Not at all. Not at all. This is the time I get to let Joe be loosey goosey, not loosey goosey.
Oh my god. We are out of control. And I'm here for it.
What's going on? What's going on with our lives? Well, we've lost some of our comments, but I love our two that are remaining right now. So we can either keep it on or we can wrap it out if you want. We're closing in on our hour and a half. The comments are just fun to read.
What are you watching? Absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it. Lane, he's supporting his homies. That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, dude. Shout out Huang for coming in tonight, finally, and hitting the comments. I know he's been trying to connect with us for quite a while. I'm not going to lie to anybody and say that I don't vet people before I decide I want to have them on. He came out of literally left field one day and was like, "Hey guys, I want to come on." And I was like, "I don't know you. I don't know you yet. Can I get to know you a little bit first?" So I'm sorry if that came off as a little bit dickish or pretentious, but I am very happy that you came in here and hung out with us tonight. And hit the comments and stuff like that. That goes a long way for us. Yeah. I'm calling myself gay and all this.
You don't need to know what we're doing, bro. Man is entitled to his privacy.
They say privacy over there.
They do.
I recently just reopened Ted Lasso, and I'm sorry. I think we said this in the past about being able to open that show and being able to like just plug it anywhere and just watch. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Got to start from the beginning.
Got to start from the beginning, or else the story is just like, nope. I need the full story. Any chance of another video adapts? You know what? I would really love to make that happen. I have ideas. Because, all right, I'm going to let this cat out of the bag too. I've been having ideas about doing a Knights of the Round Table, if you will, getting all the podcasts together and having a summit, if you will. Big Steve, Daps, Blue Tone, Luke, the Nimble Pod,
Martin,
Noisy Neighbors, Martin, the lot. Just to have all of us on kind of one maybe us be the master of ceremony and just like everybody kind of just go in on a round table. But I don't know if it would like, I feel like it would be better if we were all in the same fucking room, and that's just fucking possible. Bevo, yes, another one. Yeah. Bevo, another one.
And yeah, Steve, when we had Daps on the last time, I think it's probably our longest episode still to date at this point. So,
yeah.
And he warned us about that ahead of time too. He did tell us. Like,
he did.
What was funny was he kept going, and he was like, "Well, I gotta go soon because we got another like podcast lined up for his stuff." He was like, "Fuck it." He was like, "Fuck it, I'm still going." We're still rolling. I'm still talking. I'm having a good time. We're gonna keep going. So they just like bumped it to later, and he was like, "It's fine. It's no big deal." So, yeah, Dabs is one that it's gonna be
I
a
love
longer
Jordan.
episode.
Yeah,
He's good people.
Jordan is a Joe Rogan-esque length podcast. You can't come on here, man.
He's a public servant. He's a public servant currently, so he can't get too froggy since the government signed his paycheck.
Oh, see, now you're gonna have to tell me more stories because, see, I never asked what Stu did for work, and I've always been curious. So,
absolutely in a good way.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good conversationalist, and I think that's for some people hard to sit through at times because it can go into like deep tangents. But like, aside from him and I almost being slightly doppelgangers, I can flow with that because I can sit here for hours and do this. I just don't want to chew up all the time, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten complaints about how long our podcasts are, and I'm just kind of like, fucking deal with it.
Tune in for what you want. Tune out when you're ready to drop. It's all good.
Stu usually only shows up for bro talk, so I mean, but that's also because of certain restrictions and responsibilities, I should say, that he has. It's not government. It's not real. It's all a simulation. Everything's a simulation. We are in the Matrix, y'all. We are in the Matrix. What's happening?
It'll come up in a second. There it goes.
No Diddy.
He rode all night.
No Diddy. Oh shit. Joe, do you have anything you would really enjoy a chat with Ian Chessman? Dude, we have tried, to be fair. He's kind of passed us over. Not really giving us a look. He likes to post in our former official support club. And they like him more than they like us, even though we live here. It's kind of weird, but I get it. But yeah.
That brought up something that I would like to get off my chest with them. Because Steph signed up with them again, right?
Oh, no.
She did so over a month and a half ago. And, you know, when you do, you're supposed to get your swag, right?
Right.
And in the past, under previous leadership,
they would send it to you
with no questions asked. All you had to do was ask and say, "Hey, could you mail it out to me? I'll send you the,
shipping,
the shipping costs.
Yeah,
just send the shipping costs and we'll get it out to you." Right? She asked for it to be sent, and the first thing that they sent back on their Instagram was, "How close are you to Ugly Mug? Are you within 40 miles of the bar? If so, you got to come in and get it. If you're outside of the radius, we'll mail it to you." Joke's on you. We're 41 miles out. So mail my wife her shit or give her refund back because we're done with y'all. It's utterly ridiculous that you're expecting people to come to the bar on weekends or on a 3 p.m. match on a Wednesday or Tuesday to pick up their merchandise that they paid for by registering to be a member through you. Y'all are not the end all be all here. Just because you're the president of the OSC or part of the leadership group Don't do business like that. That is absolutely
Listen.
ridiculous.
Listen, when they brought those two chicks in over Scott, that was the end for me because I knew they would be as catty and stupid as this. 9320 pod they've also been too good to talk to us. There's quite a few podcasts out there that they're too good for us, and exactly kind of what Stu said. Even though you're being funny, that's the fucking truth. People won't fuck with us because we don't have a certain amount of numbers, and we aren't like constantly talking to certain people. Like honestly, living on other sides of the pond, our times don't match up all the time. We can't always be on the fucking internet when we have shit to do, like jobs. It's just priorities in life. Right. Yeah. I mean, it took us quite a while just to even get on with Noisy. And I had gone through a couple of different podcasts before I even could get them on, and we got Mulv on. That was it. Which I'm okay with that.
That was a good time, just chatting it up with him. That was fun.
It was a good. I do enjoy Mulv. I really do. Yeah, life gets in the way, and again, being when a lot of the guys over there are doing, when a lot of the guys over there are doing their stuff during the day, especially on X, it's the middle of our work days. We're busy. We can't get on and interact with them. It's very difficult to do. I mean, if we could, we would, but more often than not, we can't. So it's just, Stu wants to know what we're doing for episode 300. Well, 300 won't come until season 3. So, I don't know.
We'll brainstorm some ideas.
Yeah. We honestly haven't really planned out any mile mark episodes because I don't think they really matter that much to us. I think right now it's building the community that we have and not necessarily building loyalty, but letting people find this space and realize that it's not like everybody else's. It's a good time. It's real talk. It's us actually engaging with you instead of holding off because we're too good to talk to you because what we have to say is more important. Like there's tons of those. And anytime that I've been in there and I've witnessed that, like I just bad form. It's terrible. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to hang out there. I don't want to, you know what I mean? If somebody says something out of pocket, then I mean, that's one thing. But like the community that we're building here right now, that means so much more to me than trying to create this big celebration for about something that people aren't even going to show up for. So, maybe in a few years when and if we're a little bit bigger. I think that's another thing too that I've thought on quite a bit is in the years to come, if this does grow and does become something bigger, I don't want to become like everybody else. I want everybody to feel as if they're homies, because they are. We all shop at the same store.
That's a great way to put it.
We all shop at the same store. I wear the same fucking color as you do. I subscribe to the same label. And that's really what it should be about, is finding the commonalities between us rather than trying to find the differences. So I think 300th is a live link up with Pep. Shit. That would be a dream, bro. It would be a fucking dream.
You ain't kidding.
It would be a dream just to have like a fucking EDS player on here, to be quite honest. And that's
Thanks, Steve-O.
Yeah. And that's all we're here for. We're not here to be, the big boom all of a sudden. You know what I mean? We understand that things take time, and we're willing to take that time. We've done this for, Joe's been doing podcasting, long before we were the Snobby Boys, and the same thing with me. We were fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time and create the bond that we have and turn it into this. And we are not trying to be a flash in the pan, but we are also not trying to be the shiny item at the top. Because we still want to treat people like people and not think that we're bigger than anybody else. And even if we do get to that point, I don't think I'll ever treat anybody like that, because I think personally, having worked in the music industry and being around, especially a lot of the up and coming DJ producers in the electronic music community, seeing the way that they act towards fans, it was such a awful taste in my mouth, because these guys are like between 18 and 27, right? And for me at the time, I was technically the old guy. I was 31 years old, 32 years old, working. I was a supervisor for all of the volunteer staff that was working a lot of these events. Just seeing the way that they treated some of the fans, the way they were talking about fans behind their backs, like literally even right in front of them. I took notice of that, and it made me feel a real type of way. And I don't think if I were to ever be something to anybody, that I could ever be like that, or be like that towards people. It's just not right. Appreciate you, Steve. Now we just gotta get the word out. All right, we're at an hour and 40. I know I've been babbling on about fucking life bullshit. Appreciate you guys hanging out and talking with us. We have a lot coming up. There is the holiday seasons are right around the corner. We will be back on Sunday. However, we will not be back next Wednesday. Why? Because it's fucking Thanksgiving in America. Duh.
Spending that family time.
We will be spending time with family, maybe getting drunk, getting ready for that tryptophan napped. And then we'll be back throughout the holiday season. We'll be posting a schedule for the holiday season. We have something super awesome in store. I'm super excited about this. We will be bringing on Will Daughtry of Barber Doc Shop. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Barber Doc's Club. He is a mobile barber there in Manchester. He's doing absolutely fantastic work. He's got some really cool shit that's about to happen. I can't say what it is. I'm one of the very few that has the insider and knows what's going on. I will let you guys go follow him on Instagram. That's where he's at, Barber Docs. Check him out. If you're on our Instagram, go into our friends or our followers, find him. He has the coolest fucking setup. He's like this. He has one of those really big Mercedes vans, and it's all wood planked out, and then he's got like just city shit everywhere. Like if I had hair, I'd go get my hair cut there. Maybe he could do my beard if I go over.
There you go.
When we go over.
Facts.
When we go over. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, please. I'm sorry. I didn't even finish what I was saying. We will be having him on December the 18th?
Yeah.
December the 18th. We're going to be doing a little Secret Santa with him. We've been sending him over some gifts. He'll be sending over us some gifts. And wouldn't you believe it? Me and Joe will be in the same fucking room for this. So be sure to be there with us on December 18th. I say that again. I'm so out of it right now.
You got it. 18th.
Got it. December the 18th. We'll be doing that one a little earlier so we can get the entire fan base to be able to watch. And then we'll be doing some little things throughout the month too for all of you guys. So we appreciate all of you guys coming in here tonight. and we will. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, make sure you're following us on social media. Do it now.
Do your part. Do your part. Share us out.
Do your
Help us
part.
out.
If you do that, it helps us grow. That's the cool thing about that little share button.
And we all get to meet cool new people.
Exactly. That's the benefit. Till Sunday, let me leave you with classic. Yes.
Legend. Steve.
Absolute legend.
Absolute legend.